Master.
Hi everyone, Master here with a brief review of the Reliant Sen. The Sen is a science and exploration variant of the Reliant series by MISC. It typically works with other exploration vessels to find items worth exploring and analyzing them. The Reliant Sen is designed for a crew of 2, but technically 3 people could work in it. It is 14.5 meters long, 28.5 meters wide, and 4 meters high in horizontal mode, which is mostly used for landing. The Sen can switch to a vertical mode for flight maneuvering. The Reliant Sen has a glass-covered cockpit for 2 people. It has an excellent view all around, plus quite a few MFDs for the pilot and co-pilot. The interior of the Sen has 2 beds for logging out, and those beds will also function as escape pods in the future. And next to that is a combination bathroom, sink, and shower. There is also a scientific device for handling artifacts and unknown objects using special gloves. There is also a microscope and a seat for scanning and handling engineering. The Sen has an industrial survey radar for scanning for objects, but it seems to be only size 1, not much different than other variants. The Sen has 2 size 1 shields, 2 size 1 hydrogen fuel tanks, 1 size 1 quantum fuel tank, and drive. The Sen is supposed to be longer range than other variants, but that hasn't been implemented yet. Right now it flies the same distance as other variants. It has a combat speed of 166 meters a second and a max speed of 1,150 meters a second. That's the same speed as the base core variant, and all Reliant variants are pretty maneuverable. The Reliant Sen comes with 2 size 2 weapon mounts under the wings for the pilot to control. They come by default with 2 fixed size 2 laser cannons, but you can place gimbals on them to put size 1 gimbal guns. The Sen is maneuverable enough that you may not need the gimbals, and 2 size 2 guns does decent damage against small ships. There are 2 special hardpoints on the tips of the wings where turrets go. On one turret mount there is a special Samos sensor suite. This allows the co-pilot to look through the camera and see 180 degrees in any direction as well as ping objects. The co-pilot can even scan objects on the move while the ship is flying. The other turret hardpoint is covered by an inactive mount cap that doesn't do anything, but you can replace both the cap and the sensor suite with other turrets if you want. For example, you could replace any of the hardpoints with a Toshima dual size 2 turret, which the pilot or co-pilot can control, or a large Gilroy turret for a single size 3 gun, also controllable by both the pilot or co-pilot. Finally, you can place a regular Verapuck gimbal for a size 3 gun that's only controlled by the pilot. This makes the Reliant Sen a potentially deadly adversary. It can have 4 turreted size 2 guns or 2 turreted size 3 guns, plus the regular 2 fixed or gimbal guns. Those guns together can do a ton of damage. The benefit of the turrets is that the co-pilot can aim all around the ship to hit targets that the pilot couldn't hit, especially if you get a target behind you. The Sen also has 2 size 3 missile hardpoints that by default hold 2 size 2 missiles each. You can change out the hardpoints to put quad size 1 missiles or single size 3 missiles instead, in any combination. 4 size 2 missiles are pretty good for a science ship. The Sen has no official cargo storage, but you might be able to unofficially fit up to 3 1SCU boxes in the middle of the ship. Just watch out for them shifting around since there's no cargo plating on the ground, and make sure it doesn't block your exit. There is also 250K micro SCU of internal crew stowage for your gear. Sadly, the door in the back prevents loading ground vehicles, even small ones like the PTV. You might just barely be able to fit a Nox hover bike in it, but with the weird hover issues we have in 318, it doesn't fit very well right now. Maybe in future patches it will fit better. Maybe the new Ranger motorcycle might fit when that comes out. The Reliant Sen goes for $85 in time-limited sales, or you can buy it in-game for 840,000 UEC at Lorville. The Sen comes with a white paint and purplish-brown accents. You can also buy the white and gray Frostbite paint, the olive green Timberline paint at any time on the website, or there is the Invictus blue and gold paint, which is only available during Invictus. The Reliant series always has a great color scheme and aesthetics. The key benefit of the Reliant Sen is how versatile it is. You have the extra scanning features, the science experiments, and the crew quarters. You can change out all the weapons and missiles to any combination, and having turrets that can function as gimbals is doubly useful. The dual shields and speed is very impressive for the ship too. Players and orgs can definitely use the Sen as a scout ship, an exploration ship, a science ship, and even a patrol or escort ship depending on how you configure it. You can also use it as a passenger ship with a co-pilot seat, scanning seat, and 2 beds where passengers could all fit. maybe even the bathroom. The Sen could also be used to scan and board other ships with the extra crew you can carry and the scanning suite. You could explore surface installations or derelict ships with the tools and crew. We don't know how science gameplay will work out in Star Citizen, but it'll probably involve scanning derelicts or alien critters and planets, as well as finding evidence of hidden jump points. The devices in the Sen should allow you to analyze samples or animals safely. The sensors should be sensitive enough to detect new or unstable jump points if you get close enough. That alone could make players lots of money for the first person that finds a new critter or jump point. Certain resources could also be examined for use in improving the performance of ship components. Combat or racing orgs could benefit from that. The Sen will also work well with other large exploration ships like the MISC Endeavour or the MISC Odyssey. It can fit in places that are too small or too dangerous for those larger ships to explore directly, as well as bring back samples for the larger ships to examine. The main drawback is the lack of official cargo storage, but even that you can sort of get around. Also, the lack of official ground vehicle storage is a slight problem, but not too critical. The ship is still missing a few things like the science features and extended fuel tanks. It's also an older design, so it'll need a gold pass by CIG to update all the components and structure to match current ship designs. For example, there's no suit closet or gun racks, no kitchen devices, or component access points. These all need to be updated before the ship will be fully ready for use. The other issue, like other Reliants, is that there are two large wings. They cause the ship to rotate slower in the plane where the wings are, but quicker in the non-wing side. So when you have the ship in the vertical position, you can rotate horizontally very quickly, but not as fast vertically, and vice versa when you change it to horizontal. So that can be a little awkward in flight until you get used to it. The other problem is you could lose control quickly if you lose a wing, since there are lots of thrusters on those wings. And since the wings are so large, they are bound to hit things. So watch the angle of your ship and watch where your wings are. Feel free to rotate the ship orientation as needed during flight to take advantage of the roll rate or dodge objects. Finally, you cannot get out of the pilot or co-pilot seat when the ship is in a vertical orientation. There's also an issue where, even in horizontal mode, you can't get out of your seats unless the landing gear is down. This looks to be a bug though. This can be also a problem where if you're in the living compartment, you can't get to the front. So CIG will eventually add a feature to change ship orientation from the rear section. So there are a few issues to watch out for, but hopefully CIG fixes some of those soon. So after all that, I'm eager to see how the Sen works out in the future. This is a great ship for players to use in multiple forms of gameplay, but it'll only truly shine once science gameplay comes out and once CIG updates that ship. Keep an eye out for it when it goes on sale during IAE, Invictus, and other events where MISC ships go on sale. Alright, so that's a brief review of the MISC Reliant Sen. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump into Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. And until May 2nd, you'll also get that P-52 Merlin ship too. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. I have a Patreon going for $3 a month. All patrons will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get first pick on the next item I'll cover. So feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.